If this happened under any Democratic president, Republicans would already be drafting impeachment articles. So why is Kristi Noem still in office after Americans were killed?
Vice Chair Lieu.
Thank you, Chairman Aguilar. Trump's tariffs continue to increase inflation. The recent producer price index came in hot. Economists predicted a 0.2% rise. It was 0.5%. And what that means is tariffs are now causing businesses to pass on these increased costs to consumers. And what is Trump focused on? Closing the Kennedy Center. Apparently, he couldn't even get Kid Rock to perform there. And now we have this hallowed, amazing institution of the United States closed because Donald Trump royally screwed up when he vandalized it by putting his name on it. I agree with Chairman Aguilar with everything he said about Trump's ICE and Border Patrol. Trump's ICE and Border Patrol interior operations are out of control. Not only did they kill 2 civilians last month, but you see continuing videos and stories of their abuses. We learned recently that ICE shackled a woman for 24 hours in a bathroom with 3 other men. The faucet didn't work, and when the men would go to a toilet, the woman would hide her face. We know that ICE also detained a 5-year-old citizen, Liam, who then got sick because of the horrible conditions at the detention facility, and a federal judge ordered the release because ICE is just flat out violating the law. It turns out some of the folks that ICE is taking came in here legally through legal processes last year. And if the Trump administration doesn't like that, they've got to change the law. They can't just take people who came in here legally and then try to deport them. And that's why you have judges doing what they just did in this case and release 5-year-old Liam. I also want to echo what Chairman Aguilar said about Kristi Noem. Under her leadership, the Department of Homeland Security has killed a number of Americans. She needs to resign or she needs to be fired, and if not, impeachment proceedings need to proceed. And with that, I yield back.
What Representative Ted Lieu is doing here is something rare in Washington right now. He's connecting the dots instead of letting the chaos blur them. Because while the Trump administration wants the public distracted, arguing about culture wars, attacking institutions like the Kennedy Center, and staging performative crackdowns, the real damage is happening quietly, brutally, and with taxpayer funding. Tariffs are driving inflation higher than economists predicted. Costs aren't being absorbed by corporations. They're being passed straight to working families. That's basic economics, and it's hitting grocery bills, rent, and energy prices right now. But Liu doesn't stop at economics, because the human cost is even more alarming. Under the leadership of Kristi Noem, ICE and Border Patrol interior operations have crossed a line from enforcement into lawlessness. We're not talking about border security anymore. We're talking about U.S. citizens being killed. We're talking about a woman shackled for nearly a full day in a bathroom without running water. We're talking about a 5-year-old American child detained in such horrific conditions that a federal judge had to step in and order their release. That matters, because the Constitution doesn't disappear when someone puts on a uniform. Law enforcement authority does not override basic human rights. And when federal agencies detain citizens, abuse detainees, ignore court orders, and misapply the law to people who entered the country legally, that's not policy disagreement. That's a breakdown of accountability. Liu is also pointing out something the media too often glosses over. Many of the people ICE is targeting followed the rules as written. They entered through lawful processes approved by Congress. If the administration doesn't like those laws, the remedy is legislation, not vigilante enforcement, not retroactive punishment, and certainly not cruelty. And this is where impeachment comes in. Impeachment isn't revenge. It's not partisan theater. It's the constitutional mechanism designed specifically for moments like this, when an executive official oversees actions that result in unlawful detention, civil rights violations, and the deaths of Americans, and then refuses to take responsibility.